An update to this outrageous Ludwig Kaiser story. And first and foremost, even though there's some word going around that Kaiser has been released by WWE, that is not the case, at least not as of this recording. In fact, WWE has not even issued a statement yet as of this recording. But within the last hour, TMZ Sports has shed some more light on this Kaiser situation, so I want to read this word for word. So I might do some pauses here and there to comprehend what I am reading, but this is what TMZ Sports says. WWE star Ludwig Kaiser arrested for allegedly kicking his neighbor's ass. WWE star Ludwig Kaiser landed in a heap of trouble after cops said he and his lady friend couldn't keep their sex drives in check. Kaiser, Marcel Berthel, was arrested Wednesday for battery after he got physical with his neighbor inside a luxury building in Orlando, Florida, where the two men live. It goes on to say, as the elevator ascended, Kaiser and the woman started making out right in front of the neighbor, and their passion grew to an uncontrollably intimate level with their aggressive kissing. When they reached the 12th floor, both parties allegedly got off the elevator and the neighbor told the couple to please have some manners. That comment triggered an angry response from Kaiser, who allegedly pummeled his neighbor and then shoved him to the floor. Police say that Kaiser also threatened the neighbor, who later reported the alleged assault to law enforcement. Cops identified Kaiser from security footage and arrested him Wednesday on a warrant for misdemeanor battery. Kaiser was booked into the Orange County Jail, released after posting a $1,000 bail. So the arrest, we're being told, was literally just Wednesday. What is that? Just yesterday, correct? But this incident was allegedly April 23. So that took a few weeks. So that tells me, right, that the police did a little bit of an investigation and they said, you know what? There's enough here. And by the way, there is word that when they went to arrest Kaiser, he tried to blame it on a masked man that was supposedly in the elevator at the same time. Even dropped the name, Grande Americano. But again, there was security footage, and after they went through it, they said, no, there was no masked man, nobody by the name of Grande Americano. They did decide that it was Ludwig, so. all jokes aside, man, this is actually a very serious matter, not just for Ludwig, but how it makes TKO look, obviously. So they're going to do their own investigation with this, and they will land on a decision. It seems like they are much more lenient these days with these type of things. I remember Liv Morgan got caught with we'll call it paraphernalia for the sake of this platform. They don't like certain words. Liv Morgan was found with some stuff. She was arrested, and they were already making plans not just for her return, but for a major push. They have no problem talking about Fatu's background and several other wrestlers as well. So it's almost like they welcome it. So I do not. If you're asking me if I believe that Kaiser is going to be released by WWE, I don't see it happening, especially because this has nothing to do with the actual company itself, right? They weren't just leaving the arena and he got into a scuffle with Grayson Waller and pummeled Grayson Waller. That might be different, right? That's the work environment. This is something on his own time. He's getting freaky deaky with the neighbor. Now, if that's absolutely, you can look at that as disrespectful, right? You could definitely do it. I mean, it's a small elevator, your neighbor's trying to get home, and you're going down some girl's pants. I get it. And then you decide, right? Do you say something if you are that neighbor, right? Are you like, dude, I gotta say something, because if it's just kissing, it's one thing. This is a little bit much. It's disrespectful. I'm gonna say something. And if you are in Kaiser's shoes and your neighbor says something like that, do you then just say, I'm going to beat you up? And you bust out your kendo sticks and your Slim Jim foldable tables. Get your trash cans and get ready for a WWE street fight in the elevator. You know what I mean? It was just a lot of this obviously could have been avoided, but if you're WWE looking at this, is this enough to release somebody? Fights happen, man. Especially neighbors, right? I'm sure most people, most mornings they wake up would love to haul off on so many of their neighbors, right? It's like, let me wake up, bro. Have I even had a cup of coffee? Heidi ho, neighbor. Oh, shut the fuck up. You don't want to hear that, right? So this dude's trying to bring his girl up. He's got to go 12 freaking floors. The elevator's taking forever. They've had a few drinks. They're trying to get Nosy Ned off the elevator, but he's also going to the 12th floor. Anyway, that's the latest we got for you, man. That's the detailed account from TMZ Sports. No statement from WWE as of this recording. Again, so Ludwig is still employed and or under contract, and so is, all jokes aside, the Grande Americano. And again, this was on the 23rd of April, and it wasn't until yesterday that he got arrested, based on what we're reading from TMZ anyway. So that means that with that length of time in between, the authorities were doing their own investigation, their own deep dive, going through the security footage, and they decided there was more than enough to get Kaiser. So what happens next is he will get his day in court. They could settle out. And it's a wash. I'm sure this neighbor would get paid. Kaiser would be giving a bunch of stipulations and probations and you name it. And he can continue on with WWE. Now, if this goes the distance and goes to some type of trial or he gets some time, even if it's a week, then you could it's a very real possibility at that point WWE cuts ties. Because then that's a really bad look. So I'm sure WWE would love to even settle outside of court or get this done as quick as possible. Anyway, we'll keep you updated, but that's the latest. I know that's a major story going around right now, and there's a lot of word that's actually not accurate, like Ludwig's been released, or Ludwig and not just a woman that he was with, but a lot of people still believe that he was with Tiffany Stratton, and that was the scuffle. No, that's not the case, guys. This was an entirely different female. In fact, not even really mentioned in this report, other than she was the one getting freaky with Kaiser on the elevator. But that's the deal. It was just a dude in a fight with another, a neighborly dispute, and Kaiser dropped some WWE moves on the dude, apparently. So we'll keep you updated. That's the latest. As of now, Ludwig Kaiser, and Grande Americano are still with WWE. Until next time, and there will be that next time. BC saying check you. Unit salute.